What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of F1 Fantasy Pole Position and the final Q&A stream of the 2025 season. I can't believe it. I can't believe how many of these I've done or how many you guys have put up with me of doing this. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me. That is always appreciated. And yeah, we are getting down to it. It's the final countdown. It's closing time. It's a bunch of songs that I wish I could play on my iPhone over the mic without getting my YouTube channel canceled or whatever. Rebecca is in the chat. What is up, Rebecca? The pop-ups are back, so that's good. Loud and clear said speed and power 11111. Glad to have you here, friend. Appreciate that. And yeah, we are just, it's going to be casual. It's going to be casual. It always is casual. Man. Yeah, so this is the squad right now. Norris, Piastri, Alonso, Sainz, Gasly, McLaren, and Red Bull. And the early moves I'm looking at making without any practice data, which we will get tomorrow. Can't wait for free practice 1 or free practice 2. Probably Lando Norris out for Max Verstappen. And then bringing this guy called Isaac Hadjar, his teammate. So triple Red Bull. Oh, wait, that's only for 2026. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. And yes, you are right, Rebecca. It has been a crazy season. I just want to say, while I have you guys here, thank you. I put this on my team selection video, but I just want to say once again, in case some of you guys haven't watched that yet, like thank you for this amazing season. 3,500 new subscribers, 400,000 views, 3,800 hours, 14,000 likes, all of the above. This is now the 128th video I've done this season, which seems absurd, but sounds about right. And one very grateful F1 fantasy content creator. So yes, thank you from, yeah, just, it's been an amazing season, but enough of that sappiness. I started that off with on the other video as well. Let's see, Rebecca, what a season for you. It has been amazing, Rebecca. Bittersweet to chat with y'all one last time, but this weekend should have some drama. Yeah, it is bittersweet. Yeah, what am I gonna be doing on my Wednesday nights from now until the middle of February? Crazy stuff. But I appreciate each and every one of you that is going to be here tonight. Not expecting a lot of people, but if you want to drop a question in the chat, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video. Subscribing is always nice, but yeah. Make sure to like the stream and all the videos you may watch, and subscribe if you haven't. Looking forward to more in 2026. Yeah, it's like Spotify Wrapped season right now, and I think YouTube has one as well, and I'm pretty sure I took a picture of it, and my top 3 topics on YouTube this year were stream software tutorials, check, F1 Fantasy League insights, check, and exploring new video editing tools, triple check. So I went 3 for 3. And then watching sports highlights was 4, and learning about content creation was 5. So I really was doing this. This was it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. This is my new Ferrari shirt that I got on Black Friday from fuelforfans.com, not affiliated. Even though I tried to get a promo code out of them, they would not budge. So but yeah, my new Carlos Sainz 2-year-old Ferrari soccer jersey that I am going to be wearing nonstop because it is so nice and I love it. Kieran is in the chat. What is up, Kieran? Is Verstappen worth a -10 compared to Norris? And is 2 A-tier constructors more important than 2 A-tier drivers? I can get a 3 A-tier driver lineup with Antonelli with the constructor one. Let's see here. Is Verstappen worth a -10? Well, funny you should ask. I have more options here that we can go to, and let me do this here real quick. It was shift, 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 shift. I kind of played this out on my team selection video, Kieran. Oh no, I got rid of it. I got rid of that slide. Crap. Well, this is what we're looking at in the betting odds right now. So Norris plus 250 to win the race, Verstappen plus 165. Betting odds for the World Drivers' Championship, however, Norris is -300 and Verstappen is plus 310. Now, this is as of Monday. I haven't updated them. But you know what? I have a window browser. Let's go check that out right now. Where are we at? Where are we at? Oddschecker.com. So right now, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix money line is Verstappen plus 154, Norris plus 250, and Piastri plus 350. All right, so that's just for the race. However, if we go back to the actual, where are you at? Drivers' Championship, Verstappen is now the favorite. I did not see that coming. Plus 225. Norris is plus 250. I don't understand. Oh, this is 2026. Oh my goodness. So where is the 2025 one? Race markets. Motorsport. Goodness gracious. They just don't have the outrights anymore? That can't be right. I must be looking at that incorrectly. Oh well. Could we possibly have a life? Who would have thought? Your Spotify Wrapped made me chuckle. Kieran, I think Verstappen versus Norris is probably going to be within 10 points. Pretty close. I think I had it like Verstappen 45, Norris 34. If Norris wins driver of the day and Verstappen gets fastest lap and wins the race. So pretty close. Just depends on your like risk tolerance. Colin says, smooth operator. Hey, Ewan, excited for the finale this weekend? I am too, Peachy. What's up, Colin? Thank you, Ewan. I learned a lot from you and Fantasy Tools. Perfect. I appreciate that. Curious what you would do with my current team. Unsure how to optimize for points. Norris, Piastri, Sainz, Hadjar, Gasly, McLaren, Mercedes. My current budget is 141.2, if that helps. A little weird. Let's see. So Hadjar, Gasly, McLaren. I like Hadjar and I like Sainz this weekend. Gasly is a little bit of a weird sticking point, but so Gasly is 6.5 million. You can save 2 million by going Gasly to, I don't even remember what my budget is. What is my budget? 140.8. That might be inaccurate. It might be a little bit more than that now, actually. I may have messed that up, which would be classic loosey-goosey math. 142.2. So I have 1 million more than you right now, Benodds. So all I need to do is make sure that this is under a million. Or is a million in the cost cap, and then you'd be good to go. So I believe you could go Hulkenberg and bring in Red Bull if you wanted. You could go Lawson and bring in Red Bull if you wanted, and keep that same kind of Hadjar, Sainz, Lawson, McLaren. Like those are options there as well. You could also go down a little bit, bring in Verstappen instead of Norris. I don't think I can't get to a Verstappen Norris lineup, I believe, if I take out all of the options. And then 9.9. Okay, so I guess I can, but that's a -10. And you would be, I guess with Mercedes, you could get there, huh? Yeah, so you'd be within range of that. So that's not bad. But that might be the way to optimize it, but I don't know if that's really, I'm not really interested in taking hits this weekend. Been wearing my Japan Man's F1 shirt since the news broke. I'm crying, says Speed Power 11111. Yeah, because the poll right now is, will Yuki Tsunoda get another F1 seat in the future? Right now, 45% yes, 55% no. I would be leaning no. I think the sooner the better. Like, say, Mr. Fernando Alonso retires in 2026. Aston Martin is now, or Honda now supplies the engine to Aston Martin. So you could be looking at that. However, Jack Crawford is their reserve driver next year. He's been in F2 this season. So maybe Aston Martin would look to kind of go young if things aren't going too hot in the Adrian Newey department to begin the 2026 regs. But we will see. I don't know where else Yuki is really going to get back into it, especially when he's like, yeah, he's got Honda behind him. He could just be like Red Bull. Is he going to be interested in going down to Racing Bulls if something happens there? I don't know. Locked in, -10, McLaren, Mercedes, Max, Kimi, Franco, Liam, Alonso. Ooh la la. That is early to be locked in. More like, is Verstappen worth a -10 compared to Norris? So if we look at the top right here, second half points per race, we can wait about, I think, maybe 20 seconds. And it's going to pop up here. And when I was putting this together, it kind of made my eyeballs like kind of pop wide out my head, because Verstappen is absolutely crushing it in the second half of the season since the summer break. He's at 43.9 points per race compared to Russell's 19.8. And I know we've had disqualifications and DNFs and stuff like that, but that is a huge number. So yeah, I think Verstappen is going to be worth the -10 this weekend, Kieran. The thingies, what are your opinions on potential McLaren team orders and their impact on fantasy points / driver of the day? I don't like to get too much into like second guessing driver of the day and stuff like that. I think whoever wins the World Drivers' Championship will win driver of the day. That's why I went with Lando last week, because I thought he was going to win the World Drivers' Championship in Qatar, so he would get World Drivers' the Driver of the Day award. He did not, and it went to Max Verstappen. The McLaren team orders thing, I don't know. In the moment, like on Sunday afternoon after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, everyone is going to explode on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and all that fun stuff. Like, oh my God, I can't believe McLaren did this or did not do this. But like, everyone this week has been talking about the 2007 where McLaren let Kimi Räikkönen sneak in and win the championship when Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton pretty much had one hand on the trophy each. And eventually this whole team orders stuff will fade away, but all that people will remember, if McLaren win, it'll be like a little bit like, oh yeah, that was the year that they kind of did all that weird team stuff. But if Max Verstappen wins, it's going to be like, oh my God, McLaren did it again. Almost 20 years later, they bottled another World Drivers' Championship. I just think they're not. I think if it is like Oscar cannot win the World Drivers' Championship, if Oscar wins the race, then I don't really think it's a problem, because I think then Verstappen finishes second and then Norris can finish like 7th or something like that. There's all the whole permutations where, let's see here. Where is it all at? They have the maths somewhere. You want to talk about loosey-goosey maths? That would be, why would they not just have this? F1 WDC permutations. Let's see. Okay, here we go. What does Norris need to do in Abu Dhabi? So right now, if Verstappen finishes second or worse, Norris can finish 4th, 5th, or 6th. Is that how that table? Okay. Conditions for Verstappen to win the World Drivers' Championship. Verstappen finishes second, and then Lando needs to finish 8th or worse. And then Piastri needs to finish 3rd or worse. And then what does Piastri need to do? He needs to win. Norris needs to be 6th or worse, and Verstappen doesn't matter, I guess. He'll pass. Oh, I guess he'll pass Max because he'll be level on points, but have more wins. So unless Piastri's winning and Lando is like, what is it? Goodness gracious. Verstappen to win is, if he's second. See, I just think if Oscar wins the race, none of this matters. And that will probably be the simplest thing, which is why I'm kind of interested in keeping Oscar in my F1 fantasy squad. I don't know if I'm going to 2x him like I have him right now. That's just from Qatar. But I feel like he could just rock up this weekend, absolutely crush it, walk away with a win, feel good. Lando also wins the World Drivers' Championship. Max doesn't win it, but Oscar can at least be like, I won the final race of the season. I did what I could. My team kind of cost me in Qatar, but I did the best that I could. So that's what I think might happen this weekend, and then Lando can win the World Drivers' Championship with a 5th place or whatever. It doesn't really matter. So that's what I think will happen. And I think the team orders probably won't come into play, but if they have to, I would do it. You got to get the dub. I'm sorry. Like, I know it will suck and people will scream and yell about it on all the social medias, but eventually in 10, 15, 20 years, people will forget about it and they'll be like, oh, McLaren won the World Drivers' Championship in 2025. There we go. Alrighty. Hey, you, and I have a final fix. We'll probably do a 4A strategy with the Verstappen / Norris on the 2X with enough budget left to switch and Piastri as a second A driver. Good strat. Yep, love that. And then you can just go to whoever qualifies first, because F1 Fantasy Rob, where is that guy at? He's over here. He had a crazy stat from... This is a crazy stat. The Abu Dhabi pole sitter has gone on to win the Grand Prix the last 10 times. Only once has a driver not starting on the front row won the race. P4 Raikkonen 2012. Qualifying has never been more important for the title fight than it is right now. And I believe I quote tweeted that and I said the exact thing you're talking about, Mitch. This is wild. Great shout from Rob. If I had final fix remaining, I would make sure I have sure to have Norris and Verstappen in my team to be flexible for after qualifying on Saturday. So there you go. Bingo bango. Great strategy. Let's see here. Oh no, another live stream at almost 4 a.m. I'll catch as much as I can and get the rest tomorrow. Charbrook, you're great. You're great. But yes, you can get some sleep. I have 129.9 budget, says the Hill. Currently have triple Merc, Behrman, Hadjar, and Gasly. Suggestions? Get some more McLaren in your life. Get some papaya in your diet there, Sahil, because you'll probably need it this weekend. I could get Norris Verstappen with my wild card, but I have to run Alonso, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg. I think I'd be better off with Verstappen, Piastri, Sainz, Hadjar, and Alonso. What say you, says Michael. I agree, Michael. I think, well, I guess we're going to see after FP1, FP2, FP3, obviously, but the top-heavy strategy might work out because bottom of the barrel assets, Alonso, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg, but I don't know. Sauber might be okay here. Hulkenberg was kind of saying he thinks they can be okay. They do need a fair bit of luck to kind of get out of P9. So they're 5 points behind Haas and 12 points behind Aston Martin. So they really need a double points finish if they want to get out of 9th. 68 points in 9th, though. Like, that seems quite unlucky for Sauber, unfortunately. But it is what it is. But Haas, Sauber could be pretty strong here this weekend, so I wouldn't maybe write that off. Let's see. Max, Lando, Mercedes, Red Bull, Sainz, Gasly, Hadjar, or Max, Oscar, Ocon, Gasly, Hadjar, Mercedes, McLaren. Max, Lando, Mercedes, Red Bull, Sainz, Gasly, Hadjar, or Oscar, Ocon, Gasly, Hadjar, Mercedes. Or Max, Oscar. I'd love to have some McLaren there, a low 55, so I'd probably go there. But could Yuki be a good differential, kind of like a last hurrah, says Charbrook? If it wasn't a three-way title fight for the World Drivers' Championship, Charbrook, I would say that Yuki Tsunoda has a little bit of a chance at getting driver of the day, 10 extra points, la-di-da-di-da, but it's a three-way title fight. I don't think Tsunoda, unless Tsunoda rocks up in P4 all of a sudden, I don't think that's going to happen at all. Let's see. Kieran says, Verstappen, Antonelli, Sainz, Hadjar, Alonso, Red Bull, Mercedes. Not bad at all. While I say that I would like more McLaren in my life, if we look at the top right screen here in about now, that's the second half points per race in the constructors. Red Bull 67.4, Mercedes 60.7, McLaren 50.2. Like, that doesn't really make for pretty reading for McLaren fans, huh? And that makes things a little interesting there, because then there could be two transfers right here where I have Norris, Verstappen, Mercedes, and Red Bull without any papaya. Ooh. Or I'm pretty sure I've had McLaren as my constructor every single race of the season. So to get away from one of them, that's at the finals seems a little bit weird. I did this last year where I think I got rid of Lando and I brought in Oscar and Charles Leclerc, and I had the 2X on Oscar. If I had it on Charles Leclerc, it would have been hunky-dory, but it did not work out too well. Rebecca is getting some technology tutorials. I think I might go Norris because I can't afford Verstappen, and McLaren are going no McLaren. Seems a bit crazy. I think it is. Let's see. Got burned last week with final fix Max to Lando. Oof, speed and power. That is brutal. I'm thinking on similar team, but Max instead of Piastri. Only thing I will have to 2X Max and final fix in Rust to Norris. I like that quite a bit, Dezex. That's nice. Let's say it's Max P1 and Lando P2 after qualifying. Would you rather have race winner Max or likely World Drivers' Champion winner Lando with a presumed driver of the day? Well, I worked this out on my team selection video, Mitch, which you can go look at if you would like. 20 minutes, final team selection video of the season. If Norris finishes P2, I think I had him P3 actually in my kind of calculations. But even if it's P2, I think Norris would be at like 37 points. And if Verstappen wins and qualifies first and wins fastest lap, which he probably will in clean air, you would think, that's 45 points. So there you go. Also, in the global rankings, I guess if your teams are tied, the first tiebreaker is your extra DRS boost in the last race of the season. So whoever scored more points than that, or your DRS boost. So just think about that a little bit. I'm low-key done with fantasy this year. Locked in early. As long as Max wins World Driver Champion, I'm happy. All right. Well, hopefully we'll have you back for 2026 Speed and Power. Thoughts on Verstappen, Norris, McLaren, Mercedes team with a mix of solid B tiers? I like that quite a lot, Kimichi. I like that quite a lot. Going off to sleep now, but thanks for all your inputs this year. Looking forward to your insights in 26. We'll be back for 2026. No worries there, Charbrook. But maybe you'll be around for the deadline stream on Saturday. Who knows? But thoughts on Verstappen, Norris, McLaren, Mercedes team with a box. So let's see here. Verstappen, Norris. What kind of lineup can we build there? I got to get out of some of this, I guess. So that would leave me with 17.3 million. I think first off, I'd have Alonso in there. And then I'd love a little Carlos and Isaac pairing. I don't know what your budget is, Kamichi. I think I would need... So you need like 144.8. I haven't updated my budget. I'm at 142.8 or 142 or 142.2. So you would need 144.2 to get that lineup in. But Alonso Sainz Hadjar is quite nice. Alfo says, I have Norris, Ocon, Behrman, Sainz, Hadjar with McLaren and Mercedes. Total budget 129.2. What can I do? Can you bring Ocon and Behrman down to... If you bring Ocon down to Alonso and then Behrman down to like Hulkenberg, does that get you enough money to somehow get to Antonelli or something like that, Alfo? You'd have to look it up. What's your budget and ranking, says Kingsland. I am 1664 in the world, and I have 142.8 in budget. Thanks for the advice, says Mitch. You're welcome, Mitch. Can you maybe explain how the final position of T1s are determined? Right now, the global ranking includes T2 and T1. Are they removed to get an overall rank of just Team 1? No. So That is a little strange. So to win the prizes, they only count your T1 squad. But for everything else in the global rankings, it includes T1, T2, and T3. It's a little bit weird, but that's how F1 Fantasy does it. So yeah, don't worry about that too much. Unless you're in the top 3 in the world and you want a prize, like Kamichi is very close to kind of doing that. So let's see. Ewan, congrats on your streaming season. You're my #1 on YouTube. A little surprised, to be honest. That's what happens when you consistently put out content. Thank you, Silent Sinner. I really appreciate that. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Brex says, I just realized I've agreed to be out of social function from 2 hours before quality, missing all the deadline chat. What sort of bad F1 fantasy mismanagement is that? You know, it's okay, Rebecca. You've been here a lot this season, so we'll let that one slide. You can make it up to us by definitely coming back for 2026. Speaking of leagues, I have been very, very bad at updating my own league. So let's go check it out here. I'm 110th in my league. So who have we got here? Blue Brazil, Stuart Allen, 5576. And we've got 44th gear, Gavin D'Souza, 5571, who I believe is leading the late breaking F1 podcast, F1 Fantasy League. And then we got Modest Cowboy Racing, Doug in there. We got Marion, we got Carl. So yeah, we got a lot of the globals up here. Let's go check out the global league, shall we? So we got most points possible, Spencer Guy. Then we've got Vasurectomy, which is probably the best name. However, these two chaps and Stuart Allen, these are all their T3s or T2s. So 44th gear, Gavin D'Souza, is actually like going to win the global league with 4th place. But great job. And then there's Kamichi down there. Don't watch it. Will win T1. So he's in second, or Kamichi's in second right now. And Modest Cowboy is in third. Stuart Allen, great follow on X and fan of the show. Having a great season there as well. Looks like Spencer Guy is probably going to win. He absolutely crushed the extra DRS. He is... How many points is that? 76 points ahead with 1 race to go. So Stuart Allen, or Spencer Guy, is likely going to win F1 Fantasy. But it looks like Gavin D'Souza and Kamichi and Modest Cowboy Racing, who have all been in these chats this season, are going to win the top 3 prizes. So great job by them. It's close here. We've got some very close battles going on, but it's all looking very, very close. As I scroll down here, I want to see if our good friend, and then Porsche F1 is down here as well, nearly won the whole thing last year and is doing another back-to-back top 50 season. So great job by Porsche F1. I'm trying to find, I think maybe Tom, Pop Pan Man, has fallen off a little bit in the second half of the season. There he is, 82 in the world for Pop Pan Man. So 5413. Great job by Pop Pan Man, another content creator. Taking a little bit of a hiatus right now, but we're all cheering for you, Tom. Hopefully we see you back in 2026. Yash says, hey bud, how's it going? I like the shirt. Looks like the Liverpool home kit of 24/25. It does look a little bit like that, actually. Yeah, but it is the Ferrari soccer jersey. From the 2024 Spanish Grand Prix, because I think they launched it in like duos with the Spanish team at the Euros last year that beat England in the final. Thank you for beating England in the final. Thank you. Also, for the soccer heads among us, World Cup draw tomorrow, 1 p.m. my time, I believe. Scotland versus Mexico, opening game. That's my prediction. Just gonna call that in right now. June 19th, I believe. June 19th? No, June 11th or something like that. Okay, it's a deal. All right, we got the commitment from Rebecca. That's all. It was early signing day in college football this week, so we've got an early commitment from Rebecca for the 2026 season. And it now seems like a good time. Well, we're 30 minutes in, so let's change up this poll. Will Yuki Tsunoda get another seat in F1? Yes, 48, no, 52. So pretty split amongst the community here. 44 votes, not bad for a Wednesday night. All right, let's get another poll here. Man, oh, here we go. Who will be the better Racing Bulls driver in 2026? Arvid or Liam? Start poll. Let me know what you think. Will the rookie beat Liam Lawson? We are going to figure that out next season. I'm kind of interested to see Arvid Lindblad's price in F1 Fantasy for the 2026 season. That's going to be very, very interesting. All right, predict the podium for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Here we go, folks. All right, if you guys are active in the chat, let me know. What is your podium? Give me your 1, 2, 3, and then I'll take a look at all of them, and then we'll get back to it. Who will take pole position? We'll get back there. Who will qualify highest for the Grand Prix? Nico Hulkenberg or Gabby Boards? I'm going to go Hulkenberg. It's his, 250th Grand Prix for Nico Hulkenberg this weekend? So great job by him. How many teams will get a car into Q3? Do we think Ferrari gets a car into Q3? I don't know. Okay, so Mercedes, Red Bull, McLaren, Red Bull, Mercedes. I'll say Ferrari. I'll say Racing Bulls get in there. I'm going to say Sauber gets a car in there. Is Haas going to get a car in there? I'm going to say 7 teams. Give me 7 teams. That's the basic one? I'm going to go 6 teams then. I'll say Yuki gets in and knocks out a Haas or something. Yuki's so bad. I'm just going to go 7. That seems like the right answer. Who will set the fastest lap of the race? Norris and Piastri are tied. Jay's in the chat. What's up, Jay? Michael says, vote Liam. Okay, Michael. Okay. Are we anti-Arvid or are we just pro-Liam? Who will set the fastest pit stop time of the race? I'm going to say Red Bull. Red Bull's going to bring it. I think they're going to bring it this race. Will a safety car be required? Yes. And who will finish ahead in the race? Kimi Antonelli. I just posted a TikTok or a YouTube short on this that Antonelli is actually only 2 points behind Lewis Hamilton in the World Drivers' Championship. So, could be interesting. No, I'm pro Liam, says Michael. Okay, there we go. Which team will finish as runner-up in the team standing? I'm going to say Mercedes there. And will we see a new a new world champion driver? Yes, we will. All right, so back to, I'm going to, yeah. All right, so I'm going to say that Max wins the race. Charles Leclerc gets second, and Lando Norris gets third. Because Charles Leclerc is the only driver on the grid right now that has back-to-back-to-back podiums at Abu Dhabi over the last 3 seasons. So I'm just going to put that out there, keep the streak alive, and apply the chip and go a little big for the final the final race of the F1 Fantasy season. Max Verstappen will take pole position. And that, oh wait, what did I miss here? Who will set fastest lap of the race? Let's say Verstappen. Verstappen will win the race. He'll set fastest lap. Ferrari podium, yep. Just because I'm wearing the shirt right now, Capetta, just feel a little bit sorry for Ferrari fans. And we will see a new World Drivers' Champion. Boom, there we go. Ferrari podium, whoa, says Capetta. Yeah, it is a little crazy, but I'm doing it. Q9 in F1 Predict was like the easiest Q ever out in the 2X on it, LOL. Q9 in F1 Predict was like the easiest. Oh, was it? Did I mess it up? What is Q9? Oh, yeah, it is quite easy, yeah. Because what is it? They're so far ahead, aren't they? They're 33 points ahead. Yeah. Oh, I should probably, you're right. I should apply the 2X chip to that. Good call, Charbroke. I thought you were already asleep, but I appreciate you not being asleep because that will help me out. Although I have been pretty hit or miss with this season. I have been kind of I've missed a few races. It has not been going well. But shout out to the Raven Racing, who I believe is F1 Fantasy Fuel on X. They have been crushing it this season. They are in the top 10. Do they have prizes for this as well? $300 F1 store voucher. Okay, we buy a couple of hats with that. There we go. All right. We're having enough fun here, but let's get back to the team. So I reckon that this spreads my eggs enough that Verstappen, Piastri, McLaren, Red Bull Racing, I've got enough coverage there that I feel pretty good with that. I guess the question is, would I rather move Pierre Gasly to Isaac Hadjar or Red Bull Racing to Mercedes? Like, say Mercedes looks on it, they have a pretty good weekend in Abu Dhabi, George Russell looks good, Kimi Antonelli's finishing on a high. Do I bring out Red Bull Racing and just go with the Verstappen coverage, just in case there is like a Yuki Tsunoda goes out, that kind of thing, and bring in maybe a more reliable driver period? And then I've got like 3 of the top 4 teams covered off in F1 Fantasy. I think at this point, the dream of the top 1,000 is probably not within reach. Let's go to F1 Fantasy Tools here. F1 Fantasy Tools. If we go to the League Analyzer, I believe Rain is now Rain Fantasy, who I believe just dropped his team selection. So you go check that out after this. He is about, where is he at? So he's now 40-ish or 37 points ahead of me. And I think he's like 1,300. I can't remember where he's at. But yeah, I think I probably need like a huge like 80-point swing, but I don't know. So I don't think I'm going to get there, but I'd really like to stay in the top 2,000 if I have to. Hi, Ewan. How are you tonight? What's up, says Erden. Nothing much, Erden. We're just chilling. We're having a good chat about F1 Fantasy. Final Q&A stream of the season. Little sad, but we're all fighting through it. Bernard says, my dilemma with F1 merch is that it's 20 times more expensive in my local currency, but then we also get taxed so much on clothes and textile imports. That is rough. Have you looked at Fuel for Fans, Benods? I was touting it in on my Tiki Talker at F1 Fantasy Ewan. They usually do pretty good deals, so you may want to go. You may want to look there. To protect my 207 rank, you just had to throw that in there, didn't you, Michael? Just had to throw in that 207 rank. Should I keep Mercedes, or maybe drop Mercedes for Red Bull Racing and switch Hadjar to Hulkenberg? Maybe I could get into top 100, or play it safe with Merc. To protect my 207, should I keep Merc, or maybe drop Merc for Red Bull and switch Hadjar to Hulk? Maybe I could get into top 100 or play it safe. Rain is 1125, says Rebecca. Okay, all right, Michael. Let's go check this out. Let's go analyze some. Let's go look at Michael's competition here in the Global League. All right, where are you at, Michael? I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna remove all. We're gonna go. Where'd you say you're at? Well, you're at 207. Jeez. What a day. What a day. There you are. So who have we got around you here? Let's go check out these. Let's go check out these bozos here. And then where else are we at? Let's go see number 100. All right, save. So Michael, where are you at? 5357. So you're 47 points behind 100. They've got McLaren, Mercedes. Can I just get rid of these people? Deselect team. Deselect team. Deselect team. Deselect team. And deselect team. Okay, so this is you versus number 100 right here, Michael. So McLaren, Mercedes, Verstappen, Russell, Alonso, Gasly, Hadjar. So you guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the same assets, which is not ideal if you're trying to catch top 100. So I guess it depends. Like, how low would you be willing to fall if it all goes out the window, kind of thing? Like, would you be okay with top 500? Would you be okay with top 250? Would you be okay with top 1000? Or do you still want to stay at like 207, maybe crack the top 200? I think that's probably where it comes into play. We can go look at the elite data, obviously. And it would show that Mercedes and McLaren 91% owned and Mercedes 90.6 owned by McLaren, or 90.6% of the global top 500 own McLaren. So I think you can't really go wrong here going without Mercedes or McLaren. If you go look at the global top 500 here, 99.8% of the managers have played their Limitless. 98.8% managers have played the 3X. So Michael says, I don't want to go out of the top 500. All right, so I think you're probably going to be okay playing it safe. Like, autopilot shouldn't be that swingy. Final fix. If you have it, it's a great spot to be in because you can get Max or Lando. Whoever finishes on pole is who I would probably switch to. And 90.2% of the global top 500 or 9.8% of the global top 500 haven't even played their wild card this season. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I think you're all right, Michael. I think playing it safe is probably fine if you just want to stay in the top 500. I think that's fine. 54 points is quite a lot to make up to number 100, especially if you have 5 of the 7 same assets. So I think it's a little bit tough there, Michael. Hey, I was risking against McLaren and Qatar, so now my team is Max, Russell, Ocon, Hadjar, Sonoda, and Red Bull push Mercedes. 2 trades, 140.7 million. I have quick fix to cover 1 trade, Russell to Piastri. What would you advise me to do? So you're just gonna stay against McLaren, I guess, is what I'm kind of thinking. Bluff LV. Yeah, man, Russell to Piastri is good, and then I don't know, Sonoda to Sainz is probably a good move as well. I kind of like that quite a bit. You are very welcome, Michael. You are very welcome. Easy to fall. I went from 1006 to 1786 last week. Disappointing as I've been around 1K, but there's always next year, right, Ewan? Of course, Rebecca. There's always next year. And there's going to be the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. So don't worry. Also, like, everyone in like the top 10K, like, should be extremely proud of themselves. Like 2.7 million teams are in this game. Being in the top 10K is very good. And you know what? I'm not even going to try and embarrass myself with loosey-goosey math and pretend what kind of percentage that is when you're in the top 10K of 2.7 million. So great job by y'all. I can switch to McLaren, says Bluff. You could be okay there with RB and Merc, though. I guess it depends. Are you chasing? Are you defending? What's your kind of hope for the last race of the season, Bluff? Like, let me know, and then we can. If you're chasing, I'd probably stay off McLaren. If you're protecting, I probably would stick or move to McLaren, to be honest. But yeah, I'm proud to be in the top 1% in my first year, says Peachy. There you go, Peachy. Yes. What is divided by 100? So yeah, we're in the top 27,000. You're in the top 1%. There you go. Did I do that math right? I don't know. But yeah, like absolutely crushing it. So, oh wait, if you're in the 2,700, if you're in the top 27K, you're in the top 1%. Is that right? Did I do that right? Goodness gracious. Math is not my strong suit, but here I am talking about a game of numbers. So, but yeah, Alpine Dash League, I didn't even look at that. Anybody that we know in here? Anybody? I don't recognize anyone off the top of my head here. No, I don't recognize a lot of these names, unfortunately. So I guess we got to get someone going here. All right, what have we got here? Rebecca says, don't want to fall any further. I have Norris, Piastri, Alonso, Gasly, Sainz, McLaren, Mercedes. So they get Norris to Verstappen and Gasly to Hadjar. Safest play. Would you agree? Yes, I would agree, Rebecca. And that's probably what I'll end up doing, unless we see something kind of eyebrow raising in FP1 and FP2. Bluff is in here saying, I'm in private game in second, where 50 points is first in front and third is behind me, 50 points. Then, yeah, first place is 60 points free, 62 points in front of me, third, 47 behind me. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to go all out for the win, Bluff, then I would probably stick off McLaren, to be honest, and maybe go to Piastri and Hadjar, and just have Mercedes and Red Bull as your differential. Breck says, currently number 2 in Cayman Islands, a very small league. Hey, I'm proud to be 1,200 just in the F1 Fantasy Pole Position League and number 10 in your predictions league. He says Capetta. Crushing it, Capetta, yes. I have unfortunately forgotten quite a few deadlines in F1 Predict this season because I've been focusing on this team quite a lot. So I need to do a better job about that in 2026. If they bring the game back, we'll see what happens here. But yeah, what about the German league? Is anyone in here in the German league with me? Do I recognize any of these names here? Nope. Oh my goodness. All of these names are so much more German than my name. Oh, no, not Ernesto Alvarez. Like, you wouldn't guess that that's German descent. So, Herr Light, here he is. F1 Fantasy Pole Position right here. I wonder if I thought Colin was German, I believe. I thought he had like Thomas Mueller as his profile pick. So maybe he's in here somewhere, but maybe I'm ahead of him a little bit here as well. But yeah, so where am I top? I'm 32nd in Germany. So there's 31 better F1 content creators in Germany than me, or F1 fantasy managers. I could go Max, Russell, Antonelli, Alonso, Colapinto, and Red Bull Mercedes with one extra trade. I really wouldn't be taking hits in the final race of the season, Bluff. I'm half German, says Rebecca. Then what are you doing in the Cayman Islands League? Come on, get in the you gotta get up here, Rebecca. Get into the German League next year. This is what the race says. 7 things we've learned from first day of F1's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Antonelli got some online abuse, which is not okay. Let's see. Colapinto. Okay, McLaren's big team order admission. The race understands McLaren opened the door to the prospect of team orders should either of its drivers fall out of realistic contention during the weekend. Norris and Piastri say the scenarios haven't been discussed yet, but they could include Piastri being asked to move aside for Norris should Norris need one more position on Sunday to secure the title from Verstappen. What rivals make of the title fight? What blah 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 blah. Since securing his Alpine seat for next season, Colapinto has had a tough time. He lagged well behind Pierre Gasly in qualifying in Brazil, Las Vegas, and Qatar with the kind of gap and discomfort in the car. Okay, never mind. Didn't learn a huge ton. I saw there was some like story about McLaren is preventing Oscar talking to the Australian media or something like that, but I believe Lando and Oscar, neither of them are talking to the media outside of like their FIA obligations. So that story has been a little bit overblown, but what else would we have except on X but overblown reactions to small time stories? And yeah, I didn't really see anything else, but I'm going to watch the driver interviews probably early tomorrow and have a TikTok or tweet about it a little bit later in the day. But it is 9:20. It is the final Q&A stream of the season. So I think I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you for joining me for the final Q&A stream of the season. The next time we do this in the middle of a week, it'll be the 2026 season, which is crazy. Very, very much looking forward to that. It's not going to be that far away. What, 3 months away? 2 months away? 2.5 months away from the next Q&A stream. So don't forget to like the video on your way out and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new around here. There will be a final thoughts episode tomorrow. There will be a deadline stream and a later than usual cool down room because the parents are in town. So I'm gonna hang out with them, do some Christmas market stuff on Sunday, obviously watch the race, and then race review later in the evening. But I will let you know whenever that comes about. Bluff with one last question says, if I stay with Red Bull plus Mercedes, then I can choose between Piastri plus Behrman, Sainz or Behrman slash Sainz or Norris, Hulk slash Lawson. I would go, depending on what we see in FP1 and FP2, I would go with Norris and then Hulk slash Lawson. Then I would have Max, Ocon, Hadjar, Red Bull, Mercedes, and one of those two options. Yeah, getting Max and Lando in the same squad is going to be a little overpowering for you, Bluff. So I would probably go down that route, but you'll be able to drop a comment on my final thoughts video tomorrow whenever that gets up, probably later at night as well, because parents are flying into town tomorrow, having dinner. So I think FP2 ends around 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. So probably won't be like for 4 or 5 hours until after that when I get my final thoughts video posted. But I hope you guys are all having a good night. I hope you guys are all ready for a crazy weekend in F1 and F1 Fantasy, 3-way title fight. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that's going to be happening in F1. Rebecca is okay. You've been in every other stream of the season, so you can have one night off from my ugly mug. And Bluff says, thanks. You are very welcome, Bluff. Always happy to help. But like I said, hopefully everyone is doing well. Hopefully you all have a happy Friday. Watch some FP1, watch some FP2, and wait for my final thoughts. And then the 2-hour deadline live stream on Saturday afternoon or wherever you are at in the world. So once again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you next time.